Hi, my name is Maureen. This is Flow and Restore Yoga. We're going to do some gentle vinyasa just to release some stress and some tension in the body so that you're better able to sink into the restorative poses. We'll do a little bit of warm up, and you'll need lots of props. So if you don't have the props, then you'll get a substitute. The purple bolster sitting there is ideal. If you don't have it, get 2 or 3 pillows. You can also use yoga blocks or full toilet paper rolls or hardbound books, and a towel or a folded blanket is required. So if you don't have those things right now, pause the video and go get them. We'll begin seated. It's a little bit of centering. I'm just tuning into the fall season. It's still warm out, so I'm still outside. In the fall season in Chinese medicine, that's associated with the metal element, and the metal element is symbolic of grief and letting go. So in Chinese medicine, they say that we are microcosms of the macrocosm, reflecting the macrocosm of the universe. So we try to imitate nature. And what happens during fall, we begin to let things go. Just like the trees let the leaves go, we try to think on the multiple layers of our lives, physically, emotionally, spiritually. What is it that we can let go of? What can we shed? And what can we release? So that's what I invite you to open your mind to in this practice. And it might just all be at a physical level. What kind of muscular tension? What kind of holding of your breath? What can you release and let the natural flow of the body take over and bring balance back to you? All right, that's probably enough. I'm sitting on a folded towel. Put that underneath your sit bones and let your ankles rest on your mat. Take your body in some gentle movement before we come into a little bit of stillness. It can be whatever feels good. Could be rolling your shoulders, checking in with your neck. And when you're ready, draw your attention inward. Think of your heart as this big electromagnet, which it is, and let that magnet gather all of your strands of attention and awareness and gently coax them back inward. To help you do this, lower your gaze, close your eyes. Take your awareness large to include your body from head to toe and the area immediately surrounding you. Just mindful awareness, check in, how are you feeling? And then ask, how are you feeling in your body? No judgment, just acknowledging it. And now let's add a little bit of fine tuning to our posture. So rock side to side on your sit bones, give a little broader base for you to rest in. Notice where your body is supported by the mat, by the earth beneath you. And then on your next inhale, let your spine grow up out of this steady base. Just on the inhale, grow up tall. Let your shoulders broaden. You let your neck be long. And let the breath flow through you with some ease. Your hands are resting on your thighs, palms up or palms down. And now zoom your attention into the breath. This is just a mindful awareness breath practice. I invite you to take in a big, deep, exaggerated inhale. And open your mouth and exhale loudly. Doing that again. Big, exaggerated inhale, fill up, expand your ribs. And a big, open mouth, exhale, blow it out. And now for the next couple of breaths. I invite it just to be in and out through the nose, unless you have any congestion, and then you could open your mouth. So on the next inhale, I invite you to really drop your attention into your chest and just see if you can feel the chest gently rise and fall, collarbones lift, and as you exhale, it falls back. Again, keeping your attention right here in the front of your chest. Notice the inhale, just awareness on how it affects your body. And as you exhale, you draw back into your center. For the next inhale, I want you to draw your attention to your back. And as you inhale, can you feel your back body inflate, your ribs expand? Can you feel your back touch your shirt? And then exhale. Again, keeping your attention right on your back, your awareness from your low back up to the base of your neck. Inhale deeply. Can you feel the breath fill up your back body? And then deflate, come back. For your next inhale or the next couple of inhales, I want you to send the breath to any area of your body you feel pain. It might be a knee, it might be where you habitually hold tension in your shoulders, it might be a headache. Anywhere in your body that needs some attention, send the inhale there and see if you can really sense into it. Let the breath surround that area of your body, envelop it, cloak it, and then let it go. Doing that again, sending the breath to a particular area of the body that needs some love. And letting that go. And now bring your hands to meet at your heart. Set an intention for this practice, a single word, an aspiration, something you want more of within yourself. It could also be something you want more of in our relationship or in our community or in wider circles. Could even be a person that's on your mind. Hold that intention at the front of your heart and your mind as we practice. Take a big deep breath in. And an even deeper, longer, slower, smoother breath out. Release your hands to your thighs. Blink your eyes open. Hands float off to the side, palms face forward. Let's warm up the body with a few sun breaths. Inhale, arms out and up. Lengthen and turn your palms away. And exhale, bring your energy back to your center. 2 more times. Inhale. Lift your heart up. Lengthen through your spine. Lift your chin up. Lift your arms up, look up, and exhale, lower. Bring it all back in. Last one. And release. Palms face down. Let it go. Now, pull your core in and inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Bend at the elbows and add some pressure. Pull in opposite directions. Good. Now pull the left shoulder alone. Just let it feel good. Pull your belly in. Don't stick out. And then release that and tilt over to the right. Let this just be a lovely, delightful side body lengthening. And come back up to center. And switch your arms so that the hand can now pull the right elbow. And just opening that up a little bit more. And then go ahead and tilt over to the left. Inhale back up to center. Lift those arms up and exhale, twist to the right. Taking the twist as deeply as feels good for you right now. Use your hands for leverage. And then come back to center. Sweep on up just to remind you to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Use your hands for leverage, twisting around just to where it feels good for your spine and your head and neck. And release and come up. Reach up tall. Interlace your fingers in Temple Mudra. So first finger and thumb stay extended while the other fingers stay interlaced. Reach up. Reach right up out of your hips. Lift up long and tall, and then soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then look up. And lift your chin up as high as feels good. And release and let it go. Send your left leg out long. Come into Janus Asana. Press the heel down, pull the toes towards your knees. And let's see, I want you to take your left hand towards your right rib. Send your right arm straight up to 12 o'clock. And turn your torso towards this bent knee. And then just tilt towards the extended leg. Just going to where it feels good. Let these hands be light. Let them just be a suggestion. The main thing that's active is your left heel. And breathe. Pull your belly in and rise up and let it go. Switch sides. Activate this anchor leg. Press down through the heel. Pull the toes towards the knees. Turn your torso towards the bent knee. Right hand touches left rib. Left hand goes up to 12 o'clock and tilts towards the extended leg. Think of it as your right shoulder going down towards your right leg. Your chest is pointing towards your bent knee. Soften the hands. It's not a bind. And breathe. And inhale, lift up. Send your legs long. Last one, Dandasana. I want you to push your heels down. Lift your spine and your heart up. Inhale, lift up high. Exhale, fold forward and come into your forward fold wherever you get to. Round the spine, bow the head. And lift up. And come standing. Remove your towel. If you like blocks for your lunges, go ahead and use those to frame your feet. Just march in place at the top of your mat. Arm circles. And lastly, neck circles. Go both directions. Just the amount of movement or range of motion that feels good for your neck. And then find mountain pose. Your feet are parallel, like the number 11. They're inner hip width distance apart. Press down through the outer edges of your feet and draw up through the inner arches, which should activate your inner thighs and your quads. Lift the core up, point your tailbone down. Release your hands to your sides, palms face forward. On an inhale, sweep those arms out and up. Look up, Uttanasana. Turn your palms away and exhale, hinge at the hips. Let this be gentle. Let your body warm up. Bend the knees. Point the crown of the head down. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up. Lengthen through legs, hands on knees, long spine. Draw your belly to the spine and pull your shoulder blades together and down your back. This is a beautiful warm-up pose. Exhale, back to your forward fold. If you like blocks, then they frame your feet. Your hands touch the blocks as you step the right foot back, straight leg lunge. Just warm up a little. Stay here a little. Perhaps you lower the knee down. Perhaps you straighten it back up. And then remove any props as you step back, downward facing dog. Have a little time to warm up the body here. Bend both knees deeply and add some length. Then take one heel down in the opposite knee bends and switch sides. Check in with your head and neck. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Spread your hands out wide and press into the index finger and thumb to support the wrists. And on an inhale, shift your body forward into plank and squeeze everything. Draw everything to the midline. Line of energy from the heels, up the back, up through the crown of the head. And for the warm-up, knees touch the ground. Exhale, elbows close to ribs as you lower. Down to the ground. Tops of the feet press down, thighs press down. Inhale, lift your heart. Point your elbows back toward your feet, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Inhale to table. Exhale, lift your hips up, downward facing dog, and stay here and breathe. Deepen the pose. As your body warms up, feel this beautiful lengthening of your spine and your legs. On an inhale, right leg rises long behind you. Exhale, bend the knee. Pull it to your ribs. Step it forward. Straight leg lunge. Maybe lower the knee. Then lift the knee. Press off back foot to join the front foot.
Uttanasana, forward fold, add a bend to the knees, don't strain those hamstrings. Pull your belly to the spine and inhale. Arms out wide, up high. Look up for a baby back bend. Hands touch. Exhale to your heart and release. And we continue. Inhale, arms out and up. Reach up long and tall. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift up. Halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. And step your left foot back. Straight leg lunge. Nice, straight, strong back leg. Squeeze that back glute to support you. And then let's come up to Uttanasana. When you're ready, lift your arms up. Sink your hips a little bit lower. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. And exhale, hands frame the front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. And breathe. Move between effort and ease. Find rest in downward facing dog. Pull your ribs towards your thighs. Little by little, lower the heels towards the earth. On your next inhale, shift forward to plank. Squeeze everything. Let your muscles support you and hold you in this pose while you keep breathing. And then we lower vinyasa down on an exhale. All the way down, release. Press down to rise up. Perhaps you lengthen your arms for full cobra, or you stay in baby cobra with bent elbows. Exhale down. Tuck your toes. And we meet in downward facing dog. Come up through table or through plank. And stay here. And breathe deeply. Lower your heart rate. Come back to your home base. On an inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, pull it in, step it forward. Lower the hips, lift the gaze. And let's come up. When you're ready, lift up to Uttanasana. Sink your hips. Strong back leg, strong right glute. And then float the hands down. Frame the front foot. Press off back foot to join the front foot. Uttanasana. And now draw the belly in to reverse swan dive, arms out wide. Up high. Look up. Hands touch. Release. Let it go. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And we continue. Inhale, arms out and up. Look up, lift up. Exhale, bow. Let your bow match the length of your exhale. Slow it all down. No rushing. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back, straight leg lunge. Take your time. Place your feet in a position that serves you. To place in a special way. That's the translation of the word vinyasa. Lower the back knee. And inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Look up. Add a back bend. Feel steady and strong with active leg muscles. Exhale, hands release down to the ground. Let's twist. Right hand touches the ground, left hand to left hip, and lift the left arm up as you twist. Keep adding to your twist. Keep holding your belly to the spine. Keep keeping your torso close to your front thigh. And release. And step. Step back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Breathe deeply. Deepen your body in the pose. Point your tailbone up. No rounding in the low back. Push the weight of your hips back to your heels. And inhale, shift forward into plank. Draw your belly to your spine. Broaden your shoulders. Push your heels back. And exhale, lower. Immediately rise up into your back bend. And exhale, lower. Press up and meet in down dog. And find some rest here. Keep lengthening through the spine by pushing your hips up and back. Slow the heart rate. And on an inhale, your right leg rises long behind you. Pull it in. Step it forward. Stretch out long, lower the back knee, and inhale, sweep your body up. For Janus Asana, look up at the back bend. Exhale, lower. Front hand touches, or left hand touches the ground. Right hand to right hip, twist the torso. Lift your right arm. Pull your belly to the spine. Pull your torso towards that front right thigh. And twist. Release. Lift the back knee. Press our back foot to join the front foot. Back in Uttanasana, forward fold. Point the crown of the head down. Prepare to rise by drawing your belly in and reverse swan dive, arms out wide. Up high, look up, hands touch. Exhale, release, and let it go. Roll your shoulders. Shake your body. Shake a leg, shake an arm, flick your fingers. Shake, shake, shake. Really let your muscles shake easily off the bone, off the skeleton, off your structure. And then let's do forward fold, or wide-legged forward fold as a transition. Step wide, keep your feet parallel. Remember to use your wrists, your bent wrists as a gauge for how far you can step. Remember, when we fold forward, I'd like you to hinge at the hip crease, not at the waist. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands at the hip crease. Hinge there, forward fold. When your spine becomes parallel with the ground, let your hands come underneath your shoulders. Then walk your hands forward for a version of downward facing dog. And find the fullest extension. Your hips are pulling backward, but your hands are pulling you forward. And look down at your mat so there's no effort in your neck. And then walk hands back underneath shoulders, and then walk them behind your body. Just see where they get to. Let the crown of your head point down towards the earth. And then release. Hands to hips, bend your knees, and lift up, and heel toe. All right, let's come down to the ground to begin. Move towards our restorative. So let's take the feet wide, heels in, toes out, hands at the heart. Let's come down through Malasana. Just take it down as low as you can. This is easy for some people and hard for others. You meet your body where it's at, and you stop when your body says to stop. And you breathe, and you lift your heart up, and you lift your gaze up. You square your shoulders, and you benefit. Keep breathing. Keep active. And then hands lower. One knee lowers, the other knee lowers. The first pose we're coming into is supported child's pose. I'm using the bolster. You can substitute with 2 or 3 pillows, and it really depends on the firmness of your pillows. Depending upon your flexibility, you just use the pillows, your knees straddle the pillows, and you lay your torso down. If you have less flexibility, then you can prop up. You will experiment and try different angles. But you want your props definitely supported and stable so that you can trust that you can release into them. So another way of adding the right length is using blankets or towels. The right height is the more appropriate thing to say. But what's most important is that you have support for the right amount of the length of your torso and your head for this. So take knees wider than your support, and you bring the support up to your thighs until it can't go any further. I'm not going to use this. And then you lift up long and tall. Hands frame your support, and you lay the torso down. And then you turn one way. You find a place of ease for your arms. And you release. Now, if your hips do not easily rest on your heels, then give some support. So place the towel or any prop, a pillow, another pillow, because you really want to take advantage of When the hips can rest on the heels, it gives your low back a break. So you want all the benefits here. The benefits are a release for your low back, an opening in the hips with your knees out wide, and an opening in the back of your shoulders, all the while supported and ease of breath. If your props aren't right, you just pause the video and you look around your place until you find enough pillows of varying sizes to meet the need. In this class, I'll hold you in a restorative pose for several minutes, and you feel free to turn your head the other direction at any point, at any time. Adjust anytime you need it. And then once you find a position of ease, then you just lie in stillness. One more breath cycle in this pose. If you haven't changed the position of your head and neck, I invite you to do that now. And even if you have, just take another turn. And let this pose imprint on you. Remember how this feels. Come back to it anytime you need it. Outside of class. Create the right conditions for you to find a little bit of ease, even if it's only 5 minutes. And then eventually I'll ask you to lift your head up and bring your palms to face down underneath your shoulders to press your torso up. Just really keeping your attention inward throughout this practice, moving so as not to disturb yourself. I want you to back away from the bolster or the pillows. And we're going to come into a supported twist. So for me, I'm bringing my right hip flush with the edge of the bolster. We'll do both sides. So if it's your left hip, that's fine. Again, you can just leave the pillows. You can stack them up, 3, 4, however many you need. They can be flat with the ground, or if you have blocks or books or a full toilet paper roll, you could slightly lift them up. And lifting them up is going to help you if you have less flexibility in your hips and your torso and low back. But just try it, and if it's not right, then you're going to lift it up or remove props. The only way you'll know is by experimenting. So with your hips close so that there is no space, lift up out of your hips, twist and turn so that arms frame your support, and then just lower your torso. We're trying to lay the front of your torso down, just meet your body where it's at. Never coming into pain in restorative yoga. We're simply trying to open the body to our fullest range available to us, and then release into the pose, into the props, and we hold there for several minutes. You have choices, as always. You can face in the direction of your bent knees, or You can turn to face away from your knees, which gives your spine more of a twist. I want to clarify that there is no activation of your muscles here. I'm not asking you to hold your belly in on a twist. I'm asking you to let it all hang out. And really coax and invite your body to give in, to surrender your weight onto these props. And just drop into your own presence. Drop out of your head, drop into your body. Take in all these extraneous noises of the neighborhood. Acknowledge them. And don't attach. Come back, your awareness back into your own body. One more breath cycle in this twist, and then we will prepare to rise up and go to the other side. So hands come underneath shoulders, palms face down as you press your torso up.
Keep your eyes lowered, just keep your attention inward. And then turning to the other side. Bring your other hip flush with your support. If it's not comfortable, use your towels. Find a way, perhaps your head or neck needs a little bit more support once you lay the torso down. Keep adjusting. Remember, we lift the spine up and out of the hips, twist so that hands frame either side of your support, and then lay the torso down. You're trying to lay the heart down, the sternum. If you can, if you have that flexibility. If you don't, then you move your body where it's at, never force it. Lie the torso down and first turn towards your bent knee. And if that's right, you stay there. And if you want more, then you turn away from your bent knees and you amplify the twist. And really take the time to settle in. Let your body sprawl out onto these props. Spill out. And trust that you're being held. You have props that support you. You have the mat. You have the earth always beneath you.
One more breath cycle in this supported twist. When you finish your exhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press your body up lightly. And then remove the bolster or pillow and bring one of your towels to your mat. Just first begin with it folded in half. And then at its longest edge, roll up like a snake, not the shorter edge. We need the longer edge to give the full length of your spine. Remove all the props. Bring that snake roll blanket. Actually, this pose is called cannoli. That's one end of the roll blanket is at the top of your mat, and the other comes down to wherever it hits you. Place your tailbone right at the edge. I want your tailbone supported. Your tailbone is not off the mat. I want it on there so that the whole spine is level. And then lower onto elbows and lower down. And it should feel a little wobbly, but then place your arms on the ground. And after you settle in, you should sense that your shoulders are just melting off of this blanket. By the way, you must have your head or neck supported. So if you're tall and your blankets or your towel is too short, check at first that you might not be able to scoot down because most people sit up a little high. So just check that gives you stability. Otherwise, you might need to pause the video and go get another towel. We're looking for even support of the spine. And with the towel lifting the spinal column, you should feel the shoulders melt off either side. You should feel the rib cage open. And again, just melt down towards the mat. Same with your hips. Let your hips be heavy and let them just melt off either side of that cannoli. Your arms are at your side, palms facing up. You can keep the knees bent and perhaps even take the feet out to the edge of the mat and let the knees fall in toward one another for some support. Or if you want a little bit more opening in these hip flexors, then you extend your legs long. Try it out. If you don't like it, come back to bent knees. And give in. Release. Keep experimenting till you find just the right position for you. And if you stay there for several minutes and have had enough and you want to adjust, then do so. This is a passive chest opener. Easy on the neck. Very healthy for your spine. In yoga and in many cultures, the spine is sacred. It's your center. The energy channel, one of many. Encourage your inhale to come all the way into the low belly, since the whole front body is open. one more breath cycle in this pose. Really enjoy it. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy your body. To come out of this pose, bend your knees if they're not already bent. And then just roll to one side and press yourself up.
To prepare for the last restorative yoga pose, unroll you'll need a chair for this. Unroll your snake blanket. Just fold it into something that will fit underneath your calves. Pause the video. I should have told you to have a chair ready. It's a version of legs up the wall, legs up the chair. You can use any chair. I place the towel. You can hang the towel slightly off the edge to pad the knees, and it just be something soft on your calves and the backs of your knees. To come into the pose, you'll turn to have your side body flush with the seat of the chair, and then you're just kind of leaning back on elbows and swiveling your hips and lifting your calves. Bring your sit bones or your back hip, bring your rear end close to the legs of the chair. You want a 90-degree bend in the knees. If you have, if you're tall, then you'll need a chair that allows the feet to go through. Don't have that. And then let your knees be hips width distance apart. Let the feet go where they will. Your arms, you choose. They can be at your hips with palms facing up. They can be out like a T, which opens up the chest. And you could put them into goddess arms, which is elbows bent at 90 degrees, upper arms directly out from the shoulders, and your forearms pointing up. Just experiment and try all these different positions for your arms. What feels good for your shoulders, your neck. You might like to have a rolled towel underneath your neck. Just try things out. See how they feel. Add or remove. And then settle in.
One more breath cycle in this pose. When you've finished your exhale, we're going to now transition into Shavasana, the last pose of yoga, traditionally without any pause. But it's your choice. If there was any pose that you particularly enjoyed and you'd like to return to spend the final 5 minutes of the practice in, or even staying here with legs up the chair, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to come into the traditional pose, then to come out of this pose, bring your knees into your chest and draw them in and wrap your arms around your shins, hold them close. Just rock gently. And then roll to one side and gently press yourself up so as to reposition yourself. You might take the opportunity to put socks on or a jacket. You might choose to put one of the pillows underneath your knees. I'm going to put the bolster underneath my knees. But whatever the case, you want to be warm and find the position or the place of greatest ease for your body. If you have an eye pillow, it's a very small, lightweight beanbag. It's fantastic for your eyes. Really helpful to give your eyes permission to relax and release. We carry a lot of tension in the body in our eyes. So this little, very lightweight, is just a reminder, just like a little signal to the eyes so that the eyeballs sit back in their sockets and stand down. And then remembering the idea behind the mental element in this season of fall is to let go, to surrender, to release, to imagine yourself like a tree with leaves that are growing loose on the branches, and just allow the wind to blow through you and take away the leaves or anything that you're ready to release.
Let that sound invite your body to deepen your breath. And let that deep breath move through you and fill up your senses. Invite small movements in fingers and toes, in wrists and ankles. Invite your head to turn one way. Then slowly, gently turn the other way. And then allow your body to move in any way that feels good. Let your body lead the way. It might want to have a big expansion, or you might want to contract and pull in and pull your knees to your chest, or both. And then eventually everyone will bend their knees and roll to one side and pause there. You've just rolled into the fetal position with your knees bent. Maybe your elbow supports your head. With your eyes closed, just pausing here and taking a minute to ask yourself, mindful awareness, how do you feel? And then how do you feel in your body? And now press up with your hand and your elbow and lift your spine up vertical again. Keep your attention inward, keep your gaze lowered, and come back to Sukhasana, this cross-legged pose. And place one hand on your heart and the other hand on top. Bow your head to your heart. Call to mind your intention. Keep this intention foremost in your mind, foremost in your thinking, prior to your actions, prior to your thoughts. Let it emerge. Call it to your forefront of your brain, to the forefront of your awareness, to the forefront of your consciousness. Let your intention guide you, direct you, so that you move in the way of your choosing, so that you are intentional. With your head bowed, take a deep breath in, and then exhale and open your arms out into a V and lift your chin. Again, inhale, hands back to your heart, bow. And exhale, arms out to a V and look up, lift up. Last one. Inhale, hands to heart, chin to chest. And exhale, open the arms out. Keep your arms there and turn your palms up and receive blessings down. And then just crisscrossing your arms like an infinity sign or like a sideways figure 8 back to your heart. And let's seal the practice with a single chant of Om. Remembering that this chant lasts for the length of one exhale. And the symbolism of the sound is symbolic of our, what unites, what connects you and me, and what connects us to the wider universe. It sounds just like it's spelled, O-M. Take it, or fully exhale. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to prayer pose and join me in offering this blessing, this powerful word, Namaste, which means the light in me sees the very same light in you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for bearing up with noises of the neighborhood and with decreasing light.
And I'll see you next week.